on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are heading out on an auction adventure to the Expo Center in Hastings, Michigan. I am driving. I know I get yelled at sometimes for driving and recording, but I am running super duper late. I just got done dropping off our freaking awesome Tiger at the store. Took a while to get it set up, and I kind of left Amber to set the rest of it up, so I feel kind of bad for that. But I had to get out to the sale. I'm about 15 minutes away. Auction starts in 20 minutes, so I got to get in there and record. So I'll probably be recording as it goes on, but we voice over, so it's no big deal. But man, how cool is that Tiger? I could sit and I could make another probably 10-minute video about how awesome that Tiger is. If you haven't watched that video, get back on our channel and check out the we bought a life-size Tiger video, because that thing is so cool. So yeah, we are heading out to the Expo Center today. This is going to be an antique auction. I've seen a lot of lamps, shades. There's black Americana, a lot of glassware. So we'll see. We've had just unprecedented luck on auctions lately. So I mean, at the end of the day, you got to keep going until that luck runs out. It's like a hot streak out of the casino. You got to keep going until it's done. We've been just on this amazing streak lately of finding great things, good houses to go to, people that were downsizing, auctions, you name it, we've been going through it. So you just run with it as it goes, and that's what we're doing. So I'm going to keep going to all these auctions. We got one today, I got one on the weekend, so a couple more days after this. I got 3 really good estate sales we're going to be hitting too, so keep up with our estate sale hunter videos as well, because those are a lot of fun. Estate sales, you never know what you're going to get, so those are really fun to go to. So yeah, let's get out here and go in and see what, sorry about that little bump there. Let's go out there, see what these guys have, maybe get a few things today. I got to go back to the store once I'm done to go work on more things we've been buying. We bought a bunch of those planes that we bought at that last auction. I get those hung up and priced. I tell you guys, this life never ends, but I would not change it for the world. There's no job anybody can tell me that is better than the job I get to do every day, which is hunting for treasures every day, traveling everywhere, seeing all these really nice, cool, small towns that the Midwest has to offer. I mean, there is nothing funner than what we get to do. It's just a lot of work that people sometimes don't want to do the work, but as long as you're okay with doing the work, this is the best job in the world that you can get. So, all right, guys, enough taking your time. I could talk until I get there, but I better not do that because I got to drive. So let's get there. We'll show you everything. Hopefully we come on with some stuff today. I'm pretty excited to get, man. The streak's been running, so I've been going with it. So let's get there, show everything. Talk to you guys soon. Fill up the vehicle, hopefully, and yeah, get back to work. So bye. All right, so let's get into this auction here. Yes, I was late. As you can see, they already have the carts up ready to go, and they were actually starting it as I was getting in there. So they were talking as I was going, so there was no way I could record and get any kind of voice in there as well. But tons of Fenton glass coming up here. The crowd was large, very, very large crowd. So I knew the price of that Fenton was going to go high. A lot of this stuff here, the Roseville, 30 to 40 bucks a piece. Any kind of Fenton piece that was coming up, it was in the high 70s to 100 bucks plus. There was just so many people there, and the prices were just going really, really high, which again, and honestly, there was only a few things I was actually going for here today. Those E-Pergs right there, that green and white, if you don't know what E-Pergs are, those are right there. Those were going for, the green was a little over 100, the white was about 75, and the small white was about 35. We sell those quite a bit, but again, if you don't have the market, or if you don't have the people that collect it, Fenton can sit on your shelves for a long time, but the only thing good about that is it looks so good when you display it that it is not really that big of a deal if it sits on your shelf sometimes, because they're just beautiful pieces, but sometimes getting the full price for them, it's pretty tough without having a collector in the mix. This black Americana stuff, they were selling quite a bit of it. I think it was about 35 to 45 bucks. They were doing piles of like 2 or 3 of them. So black Americana, it's tough because you can't sell it online much anymore. So, you have to resort to selling it in person or even Facebook. I don't even know if you can sell it on there anymore. So, it's a tough sell anymore, but if you're collecting it, it's worthwhile. These soapbox derby cars, they were only going for like 100 bucks. That blue one went for 80. I thought they were super cool, but when you buy a Tiger, you can't really fit room for a soapbox derby car. That right there, I think is the Great Garloo, if I remember right. That was huge, way bigger than I thought. That went for $475, but it had the original box. And a lot of times the original box means everything. That really jacks up the price. These stoves they had here were all a bunch of restoration projects. So they really weren't anything I would invest in because that just looked like back pain to me, and I don't want to deal with that. As long as, especially if there's not in good shape, I don't want to deal with that. These estate of lamps here actually came out of New York City. This auctioneer is the best because he travels all over the country for stuff to bring to these auctions. So when you do something like that, it really makes it that much better to go to these sales because you're not just getting the stuff in your small area or even your state. He's gone to California, Colorado, New York, Maine, you name it, and he's probably gone there to pick up estates. So it really brings a different array of stuff to every auction, which makes each auction really great to go to because you just never know. You never know what he's going to find and what he's going to find to bring there because, he brings everything here to an auction. So it's not like you're getting the picked over version of it. You're getting literally everything that came from these estates. So it's really just a great thing to come to. So, Stanton Auctioneers or Stanton Auctions is where I do a lot of these auctions at because he is top notch, one of the best auctions to go to. He does great work and he's a great auctioneer, fast auctioneer. He doesn't waste time. There's a reason he has such large crowds that come to his auctions. So, if you guys do ever wonder what auction I go to most of the time, I do go to other ones, but his are the ones I attend most of the time for that main reason because he brings in such a great crowd of people. But yeah, and let's get into more of those furniture pieces. They weren't going very high, like I told you guys before. These beautiful pieces of furniture just don't fetch the prices anymore that they should. And I do think the market will come back on them, but I just don't see. Lately, they just haven't been there, and lately it's been a good 4 or 5 years now. The oak furniture just does not get the prices that it used to. So that's something I don't like seeing, but people are still buying it, just getting it for cheaper prices. Hopefully they're holding on to it and maybe get better prices down the line. Most of this carnival glass was going fairly cheap. That duck right there was really cool. I did have to leave before that, but again, I will be talking about that here in a minute because something big came up at the end of this auction or at the end of this tour of a video that you guys are going to be pretty stoked about. That lamp to the left there went for about $425. All these little clown Murano pieces went for about $80 to $120 a piece. Again, just no room there for me. There's the world clock there. We just picked one of those up from a pick. Those went for, I think it went for about $100. All these bronze Remington restrikes went from anywhere from $100 to $200. So, that's really good for those. I've had a couple Remington pieces in the store, and they sell really fast. But for that price, I just wasn't trying to get into that. That's just too much investment for me. And like I told you guys before, before in this video, there wasn't a lot of stuff here that I was just like, oh man, this is awesome. There's a couple cool pieces, but the glassware I really like. But at these auctions, there's the people there that collect it just make it so you can't buy any of the stuff. It just goes so high and you can't even touch it. So, and that's fine. It's just, I just gotta sit and watch it sometimes and admire it from a distance. The ice cold beer sign I was in on, but it went for about $125 if I remember right. I bought out about $65. Figured I could probably get $125 to $150 for it. A lot of those covered dishes, those animal covered dishes, if you get ones that are not a rooster, because roosters sell, but if you get ones that are not, they are really big sellers, like the cow, the horse, rabbits, ducks. There's a bunch of different kinds out there. Those are actually a better seller than the roosters sometimes, depending on color and style of glass, of course. But yeah, if I am going a little too fast, I do apologize through this. Like I said, I was a little late to this auction, but I tried to go slow and make sure I could show you guys everything that was here, because there was a lot of stuff here. It wasn't like there just wasn't nothing that really, piqued my interest so much that I was like, man, I really need to stay for this whole auction, because when you get an opportunity that we get coming up here in a second, that, you kind of got to make a hard choice sometimes. But yeah, I mean, this is all just typical antique stuff. Nothing too crazy, nothing too valuable. Just stuff that went. Those always those sewing machine holder there. Those are pretty collectible as well. We do have quite a few people that come in and buy those. Sleds, really popular around the holidays. People like to decorate with them. Kids really don't get to use them much anymore, but people like to decorate with them around the house. So those are always something I look at, but they usually go for about 40 to 50 bucks sometimes, and that just is too much at auctions. Pennants used to be something I used to collect quite a bit, but they're tough to sellers too. These ones were all actually in protectors, which was cool. But most of the time, we only get $5 to $7 for them, depending. And the 5 to 7 is really a tough move. Sometimes it takes a while for those to sell. So yeah, I usually don't look at them unless I can get them pretty cheap at garage sales, and because usually at auctions, there's usually collectors there that make them go quite high. Yep, these thermometers are all pretty basic. That guy right there sold for $150. I was hoping to get in on those, but nope. This Indian right here sold for $525. Made me feel good about the one I got. Hopefully mine can fetch a price that's close to that sometimes. That would be awesome, but I don't think we're going to be selling ours for a little bit unless somebody comes in and blows me away with an offer. I like it. That crock right there sold for about $425. I think it was, a couple collectors got in on that and drove the price up really high on that. Basic 80s, 90s sports cards. I wasn't sure if they're all there, but if they were, not very much. Those right there, the sleigh bells, I guarantee probably went for about $150. I wasn't there for those. If $150 at least, those are really sought after. We always do really well with them at the store. So those are something that I always like to pick up if I can, but wasn't able to pick them up at this auction. So these elephant plant stands coming up are super cool. I was in on them. They went for $35 a piece, $70 for the pair. I like them. When you buy that tiger, I kept coming in the back of my mind of what I needed to pick up and what I needed to look at. And I went to 35 on them. I probably could have went a little more and been okay, but I bowed out a little early on those just because I was like, man, how much money do I want to spend on, elephant plant stands? Don't know how good of those sellers those are. A nice library table here. Again, wasn't around for that to sell, but that is a really, really nice piece. Those pieces of oak furniture are something that I always admire every time. And if I can get them cheap enough, I will. It's just, like I told you, they take up a lot of room, and if they're not moving fast, it's tough to pick them up sometimes when they're just going to take up a lot of room in your store. Something you always got to consider if you're going to have a shop is what is taking up the space in your store. So, yep, a lot of nice old radio stuff there. Wasn't able to hang around for seeing those to sell. A lot of paperwork here. Over here, though, they really did have. They had a lot of nice old comics. These were all like 20-cent. 35-cent comics. Didn't get a chance to look them up. I went up to about $100. I went up to $100 on those, but then I'm going for $125. I was thinking, $1 or $2 a piece. We usually get about $5 if they're not anything special. If it's just a normal comic book that old, I usually get about $5 a piece for them. But I didn't want to, I figured $100 is pretty much my limit because it's not all were in the best shape either. Condition was an issue on a few of those things. So, yep. So we passed on those. But yeah, like I said, show me in the comment section if you guys see anything else I missed out on that was super valuable that might not have went up there. Or I can let you know what it sold for, because a lot of this stuff was just, like I said, it was cool stuff, just not anything that was, jumping off the board to me, I guess. But everybody has their own little looks on what they can do. So. But yeah, I mean, this is just finishing up here. We got this little table here. I thought those were kind of cool. Anytime you can get license plates that are matching plates, those are always great. Crocs, we actually did get a few Crocs, so that was good. But you'll see where we got ours from. But yeah, this is pretty much finishing up the video, guys. Like I said, this was a good auction. A lot of good stuff here, but let's see what else happens. All right, guys, we're actually out of that auction a little earlier than I thought. It's only about an hour and a half in. I got a phone call. We actually have a pick to go to. This lady called me a while back, but finally couldn't match up schedules. She has about a couple hours to fit me in. So we're heading out there. She doesn't want me to record, which I totally understand, but I'm going to show you guys what we get out of this one. There's supposed to be a bunch of stuff here. She used to collect Tupperware, like old vintage 70s Tupperware. So that's something that we sell quite a bit of in the store. A lot of that retro stuff's really popular. So I am bailing on that auction, and I'm heading out to this pick, and hopefully we can get enough stuff to show you guys at the end of this video. You guys will find out here in a couple seconds, because like I said, this is going to be a fun one. For what she was telling me, she has a lot of really cool stuff, so I'm excited to go through it and help her downsize a little bit. So let's get out there, leave Hastings, head to Charlotte. We're traveling everywhere today. So we're back on the road, and hopefully you get some stuff, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye. All right, guys, we are back from our pick. It was amazing, way better than at auction. So let's roll through and tell you some of the stuff we got from this pick. First off, let me come up here real quick. Yes, I was not lying. This is a whole bunch of Tupperware. And I mean Tupperware. You name the piece of Tupperware, we probably got it in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 totes of Tupperware. You tell me you're going to find any more Tupperware anywhere else. And I mean, if there's any kind of Tupperware, measuring cups, bowls, strainers, any and everything, we got it. So that's a lot of what we picked up. We sell quite a bit of it at the store. We got it for a good price. We also got some really nice Crocs. We'll run through and show you those real quick. This is a nice 8-gallon Croc. Then we come around back here. Got another one back here. Pretty sure this is right there. So this was really good. Got the nice glass bottle. Those Crocs were about 50 to 65 bucks a piece. The glass bottle there would be about 35. All the Tupperware is going to be anywhere from 5 to 20 bucks, depending. Some have sets that'll go well together. We got this nice world clock. That's really cool. It lights up really nice. That's going to be a really cool piece. Any kind of these colored enamel. White doesn't sell, but if you get anything other than white, like the yellows, the reds, blues, the speckled, those are really good sellers. Let me come around this side over here. Like I said, a lot of the totes are mostly Tupperware. So, but here we got a whole box full of comics in there. Good Superman ones, all the low penny or the low cent ones, so 12 cent, 20 cent ones. Canner, some more enamelware. These are really nice. People like to use them for planters. Another one down in there. A couple of nice Crocs. Big canning. We got this nice Milano accordion. All the pieces said she only used it like twice. So, I mean, this is a really cool piece. I was really happy to get that. Another Croc over there. We got a nice Cabbage Patch doll. Still in the box. She bought it as a gift. It was never used, from 1983. Over here, here's another really good find. Got the Daisy Butter Churn. These are, out of all the butter churns, these are the most sought after in the market. So we should be able to get about 75 to 85 bucks for that. That was a really good find as well. I got a couple Crocs down there. I believe that is about it. There's a tote down there full of Christmas stuff that Amber got with a ceramic Christmas tree in it, but you know that's not going nowhere. But this was way better. Hold up, I can flip this around here. This was way better than the auction. The auction had tons of people there. Prices were going high. Luckily, I got this phone call so I can go out there and check this out. So I left the auction. We didn't get anything at the auction, which in turn ended up being okay because we got probably about 14, 15 totes full of stuff. That doesn't include, we also got a pool table, which the girls wanted to keep. So the pool table's at home. We also got 3 flat screen TVs the guy was getting rid of and wanted to throw them with a pool table. What am I gonna do with flat screen TVs? I have no clue, but we picked them up anyway. So yeah, the pick was the saving grace for the day. I mean, literally nonstop it's been for us going, and we've been lucking out and getting all these people that have been calling us and having to come out and check out stuff. So like I tell everybody, man, if you guys have anything, collections, estates, unique items that you're like, oh man, I don't know what to do with this, message us, call us, get a hold of us. We will come out, we'll check it out. I'm telling you, we give the fairest prices around. We want to make sure before we leave, you are happy with the price that you get, as well as the fact that we can make a little bit of money off it, because that's the nature of our business. That is the goal with this whole thing. And we get so many people that we must be doing it right, because a lot of people do. We get a lot of recommendations, a lot of people that pass our name along. So trust me, we will make sure you get treated right if you do come out with us. So yeah, that's our video for today, guys. If you guys want to like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff, much appreciated. And don't forget about May 6th, the 66 Unique Antique Festival is coming up in a couple weeks. Huge. We're going to have at least 70 to 80 vendors now. We got so many people that are signing up. It's going to be humongous. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your family to get out there, come out here, check us out. You are not going to go wrong. And other than that, guys, if you guys get some time, you want to come out and see me, come out and get your antique fixed on M66. See you guys later.